I'm Lin.
I'm Victoria.
And we are the LV Project!
Woo! As you can see, we forgot our markers. So we got super creative because we're all scientists, and then we just came out with using our sticky notes.
Yeah, and we're not artists, so we are not gonna spend hours on end trying to make our sticky notes look like our usual LV.
Yeah,
we're gonna put our project on top. So
deal with it.
Yeah, but
okay. So first of all, we just want to apologize because we promised to post one video every 2 weeks. We're so sorry that we didn't do that this past month. One of the things that are difficult doing two people, it's so much fun and such, but in terms of scheduling it's a little bit complicated. So thank you so much for being patient and being understanding as we try to figure this out, and we're gonna be better at scheduling and
hopefully
and go back to our one every 2 weeks routine.
So I gotta add to that, one of the other reasons why it took us so long just to do this video and probably post it online later on is because we just finished our finals. And so yeah, we are finally done. Yay! And I'm sure a lot of you guys have already finished your finals, if not the past week, or at least probably the past month.
Right.
Well, anyway, congratulations to all of you who have finished your finals. You have finally completed your year. And so for us, at least for me, I finally finished my second year of college.
Ooh.
So excited.
So you're not a junior.
So here's the thing. I'm a third year, but I have too many transfer credits, so I'm
Gotcha.
considered a senior.
Gotcha. Wow, nice.
I know. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, still doing biochemistry, still hoping for a Bachelor of Science by the time, still doing pre-med. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
I'll be over. It would just be a V. Anyway.
Yeah, and so nothing really has changed in the past, other than the fact that I've started to differentiate between things that I like and things that I don't like in terms of the sciences. So hopefully that can help pave my way to where I want to be in. My goal is still kind of the same right now, either to be like an anesthesiologist or a neurologist, but that may change in the future. We'll see how it goes because I haven't really taken any neurology classes or neuroscience classes.
Right. When you're in college, you get to know more about yourself and what you like and you don't like, and then so if you're not alone when you. Sometimes I know that coming in, if you think you know what you want to do, and then you're like, oh no, I don't think this fits, and you're not the only one that's thinking that. I think we've, as you said, the more we take classes, the more we learn what we like, what we don't like, and then it will all in the end just help us to to have a job that we will enjoy.
Yes.
So I have a quick exciting update.
Ooh.
Yeah, so my route and my dream is still the same, to do psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, but just the pathway, if you check our video, pathway to professionals, so there are different ways, and I found a better way that will save me a year. So I was very excited. So as you guys remember, or maybe I didn't talk about this, but I was thinking to, again, I'm a pre-nursing student, I was thinking to do an RN, which takes about 2 years in the school that I wanted to go to, RN for 2 years, and then do the Doctor of Nursing practice in the mental health nurse practitioner stuff. That's an additional of 4 years, right? So, and then plus 1 more year of prereqs here. So I just found another school that has a faster program. It's called Accelerated Bachelor of Science 2DNP. So then it's gonna work. It's gonna save me 1 year. So that's the exciting news.
You get to save money. You get to save time.
Yes, and you guys will get to see me in scrubs faster.
Actually, yeah. From the time that you actually start going to that school, you should wear your scrubs and be like, promotion!
I know. Well, actually, this summer, I'm gonna take a CNA class just for fun. And they're gonna give me I'm gonna get a scrub, so I'm so excited.
Well, I'll be waiting for that day when I can finally get my doctor's coat.
Yes.
White coat.
Oh, the white coat.
The white coat. The famous white coat.
So, as Lynn said before, we just finished our finals, and a lot of you also did just finish your finals, whether there's exams or discussion posts or like papers. And some of the things that was like, that has been always like so annoying and so stressful, and I bet a lot of you face this too, is procrastination. Dum dum dum.
Dun, dun, dun.
It tastes so sweet before, like, you know, like it tastes so good, like doing.
I think you're hungry. I think you're hungry.
I think, like, you know, procrastination is very attractive. That's what I'm gonna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like to postpone, and then you try to like make it all logical. Oh, it's okay. I have just a certain amount of time to study. I can do it. Anyways, everybody struggles with it. We struggle with it too. So that's our, you know, that's what we're gonna talk about today. Let's get to it. So I sat and I think about, you know, the ways that I can we can prevent procrastination, and I did like a tiny research. So I think the number one thing that was like one of the reasons why I procrastinate, I think it's important to know, to pay attention why we procrastinate, to know how to prevent it. If we don't know what are the causes, then we can't prevent it. So I think part of the thing that's with me, I am a perfectionist. So I try to like find the perfect time, and like I think to myself, okay, I need 8 hours to finish this paper. If I don't get 8 hours, I'm not gonna do it. And then I get stressed out because like 8 hours, how am I gonna do it? And then I keep procrastinating. So, and then I also wait till, like, you know, sometimes living in the college community, it gets loud. So the perfect time to like do a paper is like midnight for me. That's where everything is like, everybody's sleeping, so college students are not that loud. So so that's one of the things that, you know, one of the preventive methods to procrastination is that don't wait for a perfect time. You just have to start it, even though it's not the perfect anything. If you start it, and then if you have more time to review over it, so in the end you'll get the same result. So I think the number one thing is don't wait for a perfect something. Don't wait for a perfect time, perfect situation, location. Just do it whenever you can. And then it will take care of itself. And then the second one, I think, to know the benefits of not procrastinating. So, you know, being aware, if I procrastinate, you know, I'm gonna be so stressed out, and then the next day I'm not gonna have enough sleep to think about the things that I've studied. And they did a research on this, that if you, after you study and then you sleep, that's when the information that you study is transferred to your long-term memory. So then the next day when you wake up, it's very easy for you to retain your information that you have memorized. So sleep is very important before exam, which I didn't do much because of procrastination. And then I think the last thing that I would suggest for everyone, this is the things that I've been doing. I just have to do it, like follow it, is putting it on paper. If you write that at a certain, give yourself a deadline to like, okay, by this day I'm gonna finish the outline, or by this day I'm gonna finish 3 chapters, and the next day I'm gonna finish how many chapters, and just put them down on paper. It just helps, instead of keeping it all in your mind, put it down on paper, put it like by your wall or something. So what do you think? Do you have any like?
So for me, the reason why I either procrastinate is due to 2 reasons. Number one, I tend to study too much and I don't give myself breaks, and so by the time I actually do give myself my break, that 10 minutes of break turns into 15 minutes, 10 to 20, 30, 40, 50, an hour, 2 hours, a whole day, because I already used up all my energy for studying during that first 2 hours, and my brain cannot revert back to its studying form, studying mode, I guess. So for me, at least, I don't know about all the other people that watch this, but I would suggest don't try chunking your study times, but not so long to the point where you do not want to go back to study again.
That's a good one.
And start early, because by the time you are 1 day, 2 days before the exam, chunking is going to be so hard because you have to cover all this material in a short amount of time. And you figured, oh, it's okay, I'll just study for 6 hours straight. It'll be okay. And then you realize by the time you're done with your third hour, you are tired to the point where you do not want to study this ever again. And I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have liked your classes, or at least you would have liked your classes if you didn't have to study at the end.
Right.
Yeah, there's that. And then there's also the part where if I don't see the timeline, like if I don't physically see the timeline on my planner, then my mind assumes that it's okay. I can be able to do it like a day later or like 3 days later. So for me, I have to actually physically look at the planner. I would write myself notes of what I have to finish, and then actually circle the deadline in like 5 different colors. And then so within each day that I'm getting closer, I flip through it and see how many days I have left. If I realize that if I flip to the next page and it's due on that day, then it's more like a reminder saying I have to get this done right now. So that's what I try to do, but that doesn't always work out. I'm human. Yeah. She's human. Yeah. We're all human. So
and we're keep trying. We're trying different methods, and then see which one works for different people. Different methods will work like in different ways for different people.
Yes.
So you try it out and find which method works for you the best.
So those were some of the tips that you can use to help prevent procrastination from the start of the term all the way to the end of the term. But what if you're faced with a dilemma in which you have to study and it's only 1 or 2 days before the exam?
Or a paper.
Yeah. Or anything that is big.
Yeah.
A big assignment.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of you guys would be panicking. I know we did. A lot of you guys would probably have an emotional breakdown. We did as well. But what is done has already been done. You can't really change the past, but you can only change is now and the future. So for me, first I would take a few deep breaths after having that emotional breakdown or whatever. Or that anger, I guess you can say, anger, frustration. And then think about what the teacher has said was going to be important and study those first before you tackle the rest. Because a lot of times, at least for final exams, most of them are cumulative. And so the things that you have not been tested on from your last midterm to now is probably going to be covered more. And so I suggest you cover that first before focusing on the rest of your stuff. There is that. And then for me, if I were to really want to get into serious mode, I actually have a playlist on YouTube, and so I have this like 2-3 hour long not really a song, but it's pretty much a video, and it just has instrumental music to help me focus on it. For some reason, music actually helps me study. I'm sure a lot of you guys can't really study well with music, but for me, it's certain type of music will help me. Something like classical music, because I know that some people will say the Mozart effect, listening to Mozart and listening to classical music will help me. There's that, and there's also certain types of videos made by YouTubers that would actually help me to study. And so I am really thankful for that. I'm really thankful for them. Without them, I probably would still be procrastinating, even like the last hour before the exam. So yeah. So what about you?
So I definitely can relate to the panic part when you realize that you've procrastinated too much, And I think the thing that when I procrastinate and I realize I don't have much time left, the number one thing that usually just naturally happened to me, I just blame myself. I just go into this mode of like depression, like okay, like I just keep like blaming myself. I'm like, oh, I should have not, why do you do this, like, and then I go to this emotional level where I'm like so down, and I blame myself, and I like get angry to myself. So I think take 1 minute, 2 minutes to do that, and then you're like, okay, you have to re-motivate yourself, and you're like, you have to learn to forgive yourself so you can keep studying or working on the project. A lot of the times I've had the moments when I know there's not much time left, and then I just give up, and then I have those moments when I don't have much time left, but I keep going. They do have a difference. Along with that, since it's not the end of the world, you don't have to, we don't have to look for ways that are against the student code of conduct, and
I get it.
yeah, like cheating, because like at moments like this we're so stressed out, and when we're stressed out we do things that we normally don't do. So instead of going to different types of stimulants or cheating, or find ways how to cheat, just keep studying. Worst things worse, you can always retake it, and people understand, and then you will get tons of second chances. So don't panic, don't stress out, just keep studying.
And actually, I want to add to that. A lot of professors know what you're going through during this time because they have been students once.
Right.
I'm sure a lot of them had procrastinated once.
Right.
And so a lot of professors are willing to have last-minute office hours for you. So if you really want to utilize the time to talk with your professor, have some last-minute questions you want to discuss with them, then it would be a great time to go.
Yeah.
And especially if you have a ton of your students also going, they might end up asking questions that you never thought you might need to ask, because you might have you thought you might have covered all the sections of the book, whereas when you realize, oh, I never noticed about this section, I should go back and reread, or we discuss about it. So yeah.
So those are the things that we would recommend for ourselves and you guys and us to do when we're in the time constraint because of procrastination. So now we're gonna talk about the aftermath. So this is after you turn in your project, after you had your exam in which you procrastinated in both situations. So what should you do the next day? You should take a sleep. You should sleep, because I bet everybody is just so so relax for a moment, and then you should. I would recommend for us to reevaluate. Okay, what just happened? What were the reasons that I procrastinated? And then from doing that, it will help you to prevent it the next time. If it's getting really severe, this is one of the ways psychologists do their behavioral changes, is you want to record. Okay, every time you wanted to procrastinate, you write it down, like, okay, I really feel I want to procrastinate now, and then what's the situation that's prompting you to do it? I feel this way because something. So every time you want to procrastinate, you write it down, and then by the end you can see the pattern of like, oh, these things right here tend to make me procrastinate, and you want to avoid that next time. So finding the source, what's keeping us to procrastinate. So and another thing also, we kind of talk about this in the previous one, it's just don't give up. Forgive yourself again. It's already passed. The next time is gonna be hopefully less procrastination, and then it will go down level by level. So yeah, what do you do usually, like after you procrastinate? Like, how do you feel, and how do you what do you do, or what do you think we should do?
Normally, after I procrastinate and the test was done, the first thing I think about is I probably failed my test.
Aww.
Yeah, that is what I usually think about, because for me, I tend to go hard on myself. There's that, but then I know that procrastination is it's a big part of it. It's harder to stay away from it forever. As for the recording thing, I thought it was really interesting. I would like to add to that. I think it might be better if they actually like record.
Oh.
Because I know a lot of you guys reading, you just glance at it and you're like, okay, whatever. I just read it. Or more like you take a long time just to read, because I know a lot of people, they might not either be a proficient readers, or they just don't like reading in general. So I think maybe just like hearing your own voice. I know that sometimes listening to our own voices, we get really cringy. Yeah. But being able to listen and then remember like the feelings you had, maybe that might trigger you to be able to realize that, okay, this is the starting of a new cycle. Let's try to break that up before we actually make a full turn of the cycle. And so maybe you guys we don't have to do whatever we tell you to do, but it would be nice to just have some sort of reflection, or just to speak to yourself, meditate with yourself, saying, okay, I have this really urgent need of not doing anything, or I want to do something that's other than homework. How am I going to stop myself from doing what I want to do and do the things I need to do? And then remember how Victoria said that one should not give up. Yes, one should not give up, but one also should not beat themselves hard for the things they have done. So. Yeah.
I really like that. I think that's a good point. All of the things that we've said, you can make it your own. Whether if visualizing is your big thing, and then you can, apply that to your own taste or style of learning. But know that this is a thing that most of college students and any kind of people in their life struggle with. So like Lynn said, don't beat yourself up, get up again after all that. And
because that's what community members want people to see, to be able to pick themselves back up. They don't want people to just be someone who just gives up all the time.
When we start working as a nurse or as a doctor or as whatever professional work, sometimes you're gonna be faced with things like this, and if you prevent your procrastination early right now, later when our work life starts, hopefully we'll cure or we'll get rid of that procrastination that has been sticking. Okay, awesome. So let's just, our last thing before we go, we just want to thank our subscribers. We're so happy that we have few subscribers. Thank you for supporting our channel. We're really happy that you give us a chance and following our channel. Hopefully it's useful for you, and please share our videos to other people that you think may benefit from it.
Yes. Although we want to thank our subscribers for being able to subscribe our page, we also want to thank you for those who have just watched any of our videos. We're not hoping to gain any attention or anything. We just hope that whatever we talk about, we hope that you'll be able to use these methods that we give you, and hopefully that can help you in your journey. And plus, we want to be a part of your journey, just like you are a part of our journey. So whether if it's tips, advice, or maybe just a pat on the back saying congratulations, you're now here, whatever here is. But thank you so much for everything.
And let us actually, I'm really curious about this. What do you guys think about this? If you can write down the comments below, how long you would prefer us to talk. We like to talk, but we don't want to force you guys to listen to us for 45 minutes now, for like 15 minutes. So what is the best time that you want us to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you are liking our time frame, then we'll keep it that way. But if you think that we should do it shorter or longer, we'll definitely consider that. So I'm really curious about it. Aren't you curious about it? Like, yeah, what do you guys like? How long would you like to see us mumble?
Or just like blab on and on and on about.
So let us know. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, subscribing.
And hopefully we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, we will.